In Demon Slayer, breathing styles are swordsmanship techniques that use an esoteric breathing technique known as total concentration breathing. These techniques are employed by the members of the Demon Slayer Corps to combat the terrible strength of demons. But have you ever thought about what your breathing style would be if you lived in the Demon Slayer universe? If so, this quiz is for you, and after you complete it, you'll be slightly more prepared to go out there and combat demons of your own. Hopefully. Welcome to Cosplay-FTW, your #1 source for the latest lowdown on anime, manga news, updates, and analysis. Sit back, relax, and before we get into this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our fresh anime content. Let's jump right in. For each multiple choice question, we'll give you 30 seconds to choose one of the answers from A to E. Make sure to write the number of points scored from each answer. At the end of the quiz, tally up your score to reveal what breathing style best suits your personality. Number 1. Which of these traits best describes you? A. Motivating or inspiring. B. Strategic. C. Attentive. D. Bold. E. Competent. If you chose A, give yourself 10 points. If you chose B, give yourself 20 points. Give yourself 30 points if you chose C, and 40 points if you chose D, and 50 points if you chose E. Number 2. What do you consider your greatest flaw? A. Taking on too much responsibility. B. Defiance. C. Being conflict averse. D. Brutal honesty. E. Impracticality. If you chose A, give yourself 50 points. If you chose B, 40 points. Give yourself 30 points if you chose C, 20 points if you chose D, and 10 points if you chose E. Number 3. Choose a coffee beverage. A. Macchiato. B. Irish coffee. C. Americano. D. Nitro cold brew. E. Cappuccino. If you chose A, give yourself 30 points. B gives you 10 points. Give yourself 50 points if you chose C, and 40 points if you chose D, and 20 points if you chose E. Number 4. Choose your most developed sense. A. Touch. B. Taste. C. Smell. D. Hearing. Or E. Sight. If you chose A, give yourself 40 points. If you chose B, give yourself 10 points. Give yourself 50 points if you chose C. And D gives you 30 points. And give yourself 20 points if you chose E. Number 5. Introvert or extrovert. A. Introvert. B. Ambivert. C. Extrovert. D. Introverted extrovert. Or E. Extroverted introvert. If you chose A, give yourself 20 points. If you chose B, give yourself 40 points. C gives you 10 points. Give yourself 30 points if you chose D. And 50 points if you chose E. Number 6. Choose the hobby you'd enjoy the most. A. Yoga. B. A quiet walk in nature. C. Reading. D. Singing. E. Kickboxing. If you chose A, give yourself 10 points. If you chose B, give yourself 50 points. Give yourself 20 points if you chose C. And give yourself 30 points if you chose D. And if you chose E, give yourself 40 points. Number 7. Which one bothers you the most? A. Unexpected change. B. Being forced to do things that don't make sense to you. C. Being forced to work with incompetent, lazy, or ignorant people. Sometimes that's my problem. Just kidding. D. Confrontation or criticism. Yeah, that one's definitely me. Or E. Large amounts of bookwork, theory, and writing. If you chose A, give yourself 10 points. If you chose B, 50 points. Give yourself 20 points if you chose C, and give yourself 30 points if you chose D, and 40 points if you chose E. Number 8. You come across someone who's crying. What do? A. Nothing. You're the one who made them cry. B. Tell them that they're overreacting and end up accidentally making them cry more. C. Empower them and convince them it's not weak or shameful to express their emotions, and tell them they're strong for showing vulnerability. D. Start crying right along with them and commiserate about some of your many gripes too. You've been waiting for a moment like this. E. Patiently and silently sit beside them and allow them to cry on your shoulder. If you chose A, give yourself 20 points. If you chose B, give yourself 40 points. Give yourself 10 points if you chose C, 30 points if you chose D, and 50 points if you chose E. Number 9. You take a trip with a group of friends. What do you decide to do? A. Seek a whirlwind romance. B. Ensure that all of your travel companions are enjoying themselves. C. Visit traditional and historical sites. D. Spend time in an optimal inn with excellent dining, all planned and booked well in advance. E. Seek fun and slightly dangerous physical activities to entertain yourself. If you chose A, give yourself 30 points. B gives you 10 points. Give yourself 50 points if you chose C. Give yourself 20 points if you chose D. And 40 points if you chose E. Number 10. Choose an element. A. Fire. B. Water. C. Wind. D. Earth or wood. E. Thunder and lightning. If you chose A, give yourself 10 points. B gives you 50 points. Give yourself 40 points if you chose C, 20 points if you chose D, and 30 points if you chose E. Now it's time to count up your total score. Ready for the results? If you scored 0 to 149 points, this makes your style fire breathing, like Flame Pillar Rengoku Kyojuro. Most people likely describe you as warm-hearted, outgoing, and loyal. You're a people person and easily make friends with anyone, even more reticent and introverted individuals. You're an inspiration to those around you, motivating others through your powerful words and actions. You actually derive personal satisfaction from helping people. The only thing is, you can also be so interested in devoting your time to others that you neglect your own needs. So be sure to put yourself first sometimes. If you scored 150 to 249 points, your style is insect breathing. Like Insect Pillar Shinobu Kocho. You're persistent, independent, and highly efficient. Your proficiency in planning, strategic thinking, and your innate curiosity inspires you to find solutions to even the most challenging of problems. You're difficult to read and prefer to keep your emotional depths hidden because it's possible that they can leave you open to manipulation. You can be a bit insensitive with your words at times. So try to avoid being too callous or impatient towards more sensitive people who entrust you with their genuine feelings. Did you score 250 to 349 points? Then your style is thunder breathing. Like Zenitsu Akatsuma and his mentor, Kawajima Jigoro, you are extremely people-oriented and others tend to like being around your infectious energy. You are sensitive to others' emotions, supportive, and typically open to help should someone come to you with a problem. You also have a pretty optimistic view of life. Now, this isn't to say that you aren't aware of severe global issues, but you'd rather not focus or confront the things that can lower your spirits. Just make sure that you aren't always shying away from interpersonal conflicts. Sometimes the only way to face them is head-on. Scoring 350 to 449 points makes your style beast breathing. Like Inosuke Hashibira, you love to engage in physical activities because this allows you to put your abilities to the test and push yourself to the limit. You're simply an unstoppable source of energy. You boldly take risks and work relentlessly towards your goals. People around you can't help but notice and be awed watching you do it. Your assertiveness and can-do attitude are definitely admired, but you may have a few issues communicating respectfully and accepting authority. Finally, if you scored 450 points or over, that makes your style water-breathing, like Tomioka Gyu, Sakonji Urokadaki, Tanjiro Kamado, and Sabito. You are loyal, faithful, and dependable. Your word is your bond, and if you say you're going to do something, it's going to get done. Even if you come off as reserved at first, you end up being very likable once others get to know you. People are drawn to your open and honest nature. You're traditional, family-minded, and put forth great effort to take care of those you consider closest to you. You're used to taking on a lot of responsibility, but if things don't go according to plan, try not to blame yourself or beat yourself up about it. And that wraps up today's personality quiz. How close were we to describing your personality? Let us know your thoughts and results in the comments section below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Ad time.
Oh no, Halloween is just around in a couple of weeks and I don't know how I'm gonna dress up this year.
Don't worry, I know just the perfect website where you can buy the perfect costume to impress me. I mean, everyone at the party. It's Cosplay-FTW.com. It has hundreds of different cosplays of all the popular anime, movies, video games, and more.
But I thought cosplay was just for anime conventions.
Not really, you can use it for parties, cool photos, and funny videos.
But I live in another city, in another country, in another dimension. Will it arrive before Halloween?
Just be sure to order soon, because it can take a couple weeks. But it will get to you.
Thanks Cosplay-FTW, now I'm no longer a generic anime guy, I can be
a protagonist.
End of ad.
Hey guys, so today I have package. This is from Cosplay-FTW. I ordered like plushies, but like plush pillows, but for some reason my Funimation one is super delayed, and like I looked at the tracking thing and still it's been a month and there's still nothing. So I'm hoping it is exactly what I think it is, which is 2 plush pillows So this is the bag it came in, and this is the actual bag. They're both in separate bags, and there's bubble wrap all around. This one came in a bag. It's just a regular bag, so I'll rip it. Here. So it's really nice. And then the other side, you flip it over. It's so cute. And then the other side is, if you guys want to check them out, it's from Cosplay-FTW again. They sell cosplays too, so you can definitely look at that.